think I'll remember till the day I die that you are not a business person. You're not here to do business. You are here to be a trustee.
When you talk about business, you don't talk about business upscaling. You're talking about making change in the lives of the people.
We support 550,000 farmers across 10,000 villages.
Were you like this when you were a child also? You are still a child.
How old do you think I am?
Someone told me that you are as intense as your father is.
No. When I walk in a room, I want everyone to be comfortable.
Your Insta says globetrotter.
It's a tough one. How many words am I getting?
You spoke about your grandmother.
Yeah.
Right.
To be the first person in a business in the country, it's very hard. He told me that, beta, I left my children and I moved away for this. You know?
In life, everyone wants to be someone. But there are moments when you don't decide what you want to be. And then there are people who get born normal, but then they decide that they want to follow their hobbies, their passion, and they want to create their legacy in a business which is uncharted, at least in the context of this country, India. I have a privilege of having someone who is under 40, not even closer to 40, and still is already making waves. I am having Avantika Saraogi, Executive Director, Balrampur, Chini Mills, but in a different context here today. Welcome to the show, Disha Moments, and thank you so much for, in the morning, giving us time. You know, whatever I have seen, whatever we have spoken a little, I see you someone who is very focused, lot of respect, and very clear in what you want to do. Were you like this when you were a child also? You are still a child.
No, but I don't think that any child is really like this to begin with.
Yeah.
I think it's what you see around you. You know, we are quite literally sponges, and I see that with my son as well, who's 3. It's very natural to mimic the behaviors that appeal to you, right? So I think it's a matter of living with my parents and my grandparents and growing up with them and seeing what resonates and somehow going into that, even whether you want to or you don't want to.
Oh, so what it did actually is that you started trying copying them a bit, right? How are you different now? And what has been your journey?
So, at first, I would say that it's not copying. It's like only the parts which resonate with you become you. You know, it's not an effort to do that. It just becomes naturally you.
Yes.
How I'm different from that is that, you know, I don't know what is in me to want to push the envelope further. But I feel that the Balrampur story, even though we are 50 years old, is still only just begun. You know, I hope that 5 generations after me also are able to feel that and come with that renewed passion and disrupt every time to create something which feels like, oh, this has just begun.
So you are not looking at doing something which is only for your generation, you are thinking way beyond, right? Tell me, when you were in your college, right, how was, and the family already is known, well known, famous, how were you able to cope up with that? The expectations?
Just a non-issue, I would say.
Really?
Completely. Yeah, because in Calcutta, firstly, I don't think it was ever known, or I don't think I ever let it ever be known what is my family, who is my father. It was never like this. It was just, it washed off me. That weight, that expectation which maybe other children might have felt in living in a different city, maybe a Delhi or a Bombay. In Calcutta is just not like that. And that's why even though living in Calcutta is so inconvenient for my work, because literally apart from our home and our head office, nothing else is here. Still we continue and want to live here because it really makes you normal in every way. Nobody is asking or telling anything of you. It's lovely.
This is a very unique statement, and I think that's not only the charm of Calcutta, it is also, I think, the cultural upbringing, that you don't want to brag about who you are, what you are, right? Getting into business. But before that, your Insta says Globetrotter. Very, very different. Why so?
So actually, since I've been, I think 7 years old, my parents have traveled with me extensively. So I think I have been to more than, must be at least 30 different countries,
Wow. Wow.
And that one holiday in the year which we took with the family, and even sometimes extended family, it was the highlight of my year. So that is, my Insta is coming from a very, older times. If you scroll all the way down, it is really family holidays.
Yes.
And those opportunities. Now Globetrotter has changed for me. Now I'm trotting in parts of India and the globe for work, which is bringing me much more joy than having done. Of course, family holidays are great, but now you get to make a difference in the lives of people, so that's changed.
Very interesting thing. Then, when you talk about business, you don't talk about business upscaling, you're talking about making change in the lives of the people. Sugar industries, hugely human resource intensive, right? And very difficult to get into that more specifically in our context. Even now, I know there is a history, we'll talk about it later, about the family legacy. How were you able to find your niche before you got into something which is still futuristic by Indian
Right.
standards?
Yeah, so I feel like this happened, sure, but even before this, I was as passionate about coming to work every day and doing the work that I do every day, even without this business ever happening. So even in the traditional business, it's exactly what you caught on to. I want to make a difference in the lives of people. So human resources, yes, but as Balrampur, we support 550,000 farmers
Wow.
across 10,000 villages and their families, and the transporters who work there, and the laborers who work there, and we have 2.5 lakh shareholders. So if you just put all of that together, 25 lakh lives of our country are my responsibility. That was enough to inject a lifetime of passion in me. I did not need this niche to feel important, relevant, or want to come to work every day. That gave me everything. In fact, that is what brought me to this. Because you see that the sugar industry is, it has its ups and downs, right? It has so much of government control, is dependent on the weather. There's so much. The reason that I want to even do this project is that I want it to be less uncertain. And down the line to my farmer, down the line to every employee, to every shareholder, I want them to feel sorted out in life, even if things are going badly at any level. So I'm trying to create value. That's what I'm trying to do. It's for them.
You are talking of things which, at your age, people are hardly able to understand, and you are actually implementing it. Very fascinating. When what is that habit? And I'm again going back to your younger days when you were studying, right? What is that habit which still you carry with you?
I think when I walk in a room, I want everyone to be comfortable.
Wow.
You know, I've always been like that, lightening up the mood, making the tough things, tough talking points little easier, you know, encouraging people to come together. Why are you fighting? Arey, what happened? You're not looking okay, say na. Like,
Wow.
you know, that kind of thing, just to make the room a little lighter and a little less serious than when you walk in. You know, I think that's something I like. And I don't even know I'm doing it. I only realize
It
post
happens to you
facto.
automatically.
Yeah.
When people tell you that this is what you are doing and they appreciate it.
Someone told me. Someone told me, and I was like, oh my God, it is like I'm hardwired for that. Yeah.
Before getting into this or parallel to this, you have lot many other things which you do, you know. The amazing part is that you keep everything kind of private. Whether it is talking to your old horse, getting into riding, getting into dances, and your restaurant. Let's talk about all these a bit before we go to another angle. So, tell me how it started.
So I'm not trying to keep anything private per se.
Yeah.
It's just happening. I don't feel the need to talk or tell about every single aspect of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, every day I have to go and I have to ride every morning. When I'm in Calcutta, at least, it keeps me sane. You know why? Because when there's so much, your mind is always full. Like my mind is always full. I feel like I have 20 thoughts at the same time. So you want to
Yes.
hit pause a little bit, you
Yes,
know? And then when you're
yes.
sitting on a horse, unfortunately or fortunately for me, you cannot think about anything else but riding or that
Focus, the
one
direction.
thing that you're doing, because quite literally I'm hanging on for dear life sometimes.
Yes, yes, yes,
So-
yes, yes.
It's great, and it keeps you fit, and it makes you connect with another animal who cannot speak, and it gives you compassion. It makes you feel more every day. Just, I think.
And there is a time when you are doing this riding that you let the horse go with the flow. You are in control, but there are moments when you let the horse take the control, right? How do you take this into management or into your life? You want to be in control, you want to
Yeah.
have pause, but there are times when you are going with the flow, knowing that the flow is going to be the right direction. How do you decide that?
So you never know the flow is going to be the right direction. You hope and pray that it will be the right direction. But you're absolutely right. So riding is very much, you know, in fact, everything you do in riding is a life lesson. So in riding, you know, it's that the bit in the mouth of the horse is then connected to these reins in your hand. And it's actually just about how hard you hold or you let go, exactly how you said it, right? So I think that has really taught me that sometimes letting go and letting people around you do what they do, and not micromanaging, that comes up with great results. You don't have to do all the work. You have to just make sure you're directing it in the way that you want it to go, but you don't have to do it. Because everybody else also needs a chance to be passionate as you are, you know. And I think that, I mean, I try that should happen across. When I give the work to somebody, I try not to after that interfere too much unless I feel it's not going on the right sort of path.
Someone told me that you are as intense as your father is.
No.
So if you're okay, let's go on a track which is not business. Let's go on a track which is you again. If someone has to describe you, which is not a family,
It's a tough one. How many words am I getting?
your pick.
So, I think the first sort of word that comes to mind is that I'm dependable. That अगर मुझे कुछ काम दिया है तो वो काम होना है. if I have said I will do that thing, whatever it takes, I will do that thing. So that is, and I'm very clear on that. I don't say yes to the things which I cannot do, and when I say yes, I make it my job to do that
it
thing.
happens.
Yeah. So I think that if you ask my friends, that's probably what they would tell you, and they would also probably tell you that if they make a commitment to me, then vice versa, they have to also live up to it.
So you are upping the bar for your ecosystem.
Yeah.
That is interesting. And are you the same, or are you a little more aggressive when you are professionally handling the things?
Aggressive, no. Intense, maybe sometimes.
I caught you there.
Like I get really into the things. That's what it is. But
You get involved.
Yeah, and it's passion. It's coming from a fire which is not to burn, but to
Make it better.
like to
Create.
to heat. To create diamond, you need pressure and heat, right?
Yes.
Coal will burn.
तपना पड़ता है.
Yeah.
And there is a saying actually कि स्वर्ग जाना है तो उसके लिए खुद ही मरना पड़ता है. I mean, in a way that it has to be something which becomes very unique and platinum kind of a thing. Been around with industry stalwarts all through your life. When did you start realizing, and when did you find that now you are finding your own footing?
I mean, I don't think of these things.
Yeah, but it happens.
And I don't even know I'm finding my own footing. I'm just doing what I do with the best possible, the best possible me every day. That's it. It is not even in my orbit to think about, have I found my footing, or am I up there with other people? It doesn't even come to my mind for a second. It's not what drives me. I don't care.
And what you care about is?
I care about making a positive change and difference for Balrampur, everybody related to Balrampur, and hopefully our country in a meaningful way and in times to come. I just don't care about anything else.
Let's talk about PLA now.
Yeah.
Right. Your dream project. You are steering it. Something this country has actually, and that is what I said in the beginning, the future which not even the futuristic were thinking about, right? Let's talk about this because you spoke about passion, you spoke about being a doer, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about PLA now.
So PLA is a bioplastic. It is made from sugar, and it is completely 100% compostable.
It's polylactic, right?
Yes, polylactic acid.
Yeah.
So I'll make it a little easier. I'll break it down.
Yes, please.
It's quite, daunting. Maybe not for you, but maybe other people. But, so basically, you ferment sugar to make lactic acid. What is lactic acid? It's absolutely nothing complicated. It's like when you work out too hard in your body, in your joints, there's that pain. It's because lactic acid is building up. It's such a natural material that your body also produces it.
Yes.
Then we purify it to make it lactide, and then we polymerize that very thing to make it polylactic acid.
Okay.
This then turns out to become something just looking like a regular plastic. And then, if you could hand me maybe.
Yeah, I think you have something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then you get something like this. This is completely made from sugarcane. It is an earth-to-earth solution.
This entire thing?
Yes. Yes. So this is pure PLA, and this is bagasse mixed with PLA.
Ooh.
So bagasse is the fibrous residue of sugarcane which is left after you take the juice out. So we just wanted to show, and it's also in the shape of sugarcane, which and
it can. So this is interesting. Yeah. Now tell me, is this something which can sustain heat?
Yes, so that's a good question. There are grades. There are different grades of PLA, and some grades can sustain heat. Yes, they can even go in the oven. And yeah, so it depends on what you want to do. But if you ask me what my focus is, why I thought that this project is a good one, even though PLA is more expensive than regular plastic, it is because I want to replace the single-use items. So I don't want to brag about the functionality of PLA, because yes, while you can make absolutely anything under the sun from PLA, which you can make from plastic, that's not the point of it. The point of it is that it is compostable and it will go back to the earth. It will not have the effect that a fossil-based plastic has. In goods which are use and throw is where we should be using these kind of plastics, because they keep the functionality. So for example, a small water bottle, the kind that you would have in a meeting, or in a
hair
hotel
oil
or
and
whatever.
juices, right?
This one we did for Dashera, for
Bio-yog, right?
yes, for Ayodhya temple.
Oh,
So we distributed to the Shraddhalus in Ayodhya temple, just to show how the look and feel is, functionality, everything.
interesting.
But it can be used in any public gathering. The big reason why I'm even said anything about a temple is because outside of temples are usually not as clean as we want them to be. Insides, definitely, yes, they are clean. So we want that even if we are creating trash, it is something that goes back to the earth. It does not persist for 400 plus years. So that is what I'm focusing on now. Also thinking of something which is degradable. The application should not be in something like a water pipe, right? Which needs to last for many, many years. PLA, even if you put it out on a landfill, even if it reaches a trash pile in Indian climate,
Yeah.
in 5 to 12 years, it will be totally fertilizer. It will become fertilizer. It is adding carbon back to the soil.
It will not come back from the sea like the other plastics, right?
So the sea is a different topic, but from the landfill,
From
it
the
will
land,
not
it
come
will
back.
Okay.
What helps PLA live is water. So actually, in the sea, that is not the thing.
Yeah. So they get
also-
their oxygen in the sea.
and yes,
Yeah.
and you can also make grades that are marine degradable, but you have to then blend them with something, and then it would be a PLA copolymer, like a PLA and a PHA blend would also be marine degradable. But what is your application of it? That is what we are trying to sort of ascertain. Now, India has a 19-item SUP ban, single-use plastic ban. 19 items are banned in plastic. I first want to target those things. So, for example, cutlery, disposable plates, bowls, straws. These are the things, low-hanging fruit. I've said it so many times, and Trump also talks about straws, and then he says, drill, baby, drill, because paper
Yes.
straws don't work.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
I say that, well, no, PLA, baby, PLA, because the functionality is there,
Yes.
yet
Yes.
it is compostable. And the straw market, I want you to take a guess. What is the size of the straw market in India? Take a wild guess, because you're an intelligent man.
You are hitting me for a six on a free hit wala ball. Let's say around 2,000 crores.
So, well, you're almost right if it was to be made from PLA, but basically I want to talk about tonnage, because price goes up and down. So it is 100,000 tons of only straws in our country.
Wow.
India uses 20 million tons of plastic every year. Okay, 5 million tons comes from only single-use plastic waste, and we generate 9.3 million tons of total plastic waste.
And which is per capita, if I mean.
Per capita, everything is nothing, because our capita is
because
so high.
because of the
We are very, very good in terms of that. But now with urbanization, with
it's
convenience,
it's increasing.
it is going to increase exponentially. And then are we going to go to fossil-based plastics for that? I hope not.
No.
And that is why I hope that before we get as bad as the Western countries, where they are using something like some 30 kg of plastic per person or something like this per year, I hope that, our fractional figure still remains fractional. And then if we don't come up with innovations like this, which are also made in India, then we are not doing a good enough job there. And God has given me the opportunity. Literally, I've stumbled upon this. I find that it is my duty to do this, If I'm successful, 10 other people will do it. India will change. Our lives will change for the better.
People talk about continuing with the legacy, not wanting to take risk. You ventured into something which, I mean, it's very difficult even people to understand that what you are getting into, what is going to be the future benefits, because the benefit is going to be for the future, not for the now. Gradually,
Yeah.
right? Now, you spoke about only one or two items, almost 100,000 metric tons. But what you are doing, so let's try and understand this in terms of economics and business sense. You're putting up a plant which is around 75, 80 odd thousand,
Yeah.
right? Which possibly is not even a fraction of what the size of even the current market is. Let's not talk about the future.
Yeah.
How did you decide it? And I'm actually talking, and I generally don't talk business, but I'm wanting to understand this because this is not business. We are talking about a thought, a concept. Yeah.
So I worked on convincing the management team of the company and then eventually the board for 4 years before they said yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Some patience, some
that's
persistence.
what I'm telling you. It's about creating temperature and pressure to create a diamond. It's not as short-lived as a burn of a fire.
Wow.
You know,
and being persistent with it.
Yeah, and I think that the first wall or the first glass ceiling was broken because of persistence. The second glass ceiling was broken because it made financial sense. The third glass ceiling, which was like the investment is very large for our company. It is the single largest investment that Balrampur would have ever done, and it is almost equal to our net block asset.
Almost 2,000 crores?
It's 2,850 crores. Net block is 3,000 plus something.
Amazing.
So it's a big leap of faith,
Wow.
right? You say that legacy businesses don't want to risk. Maybe other people felt it, but I never came with that baggage.
That's interesting. Yeah, I want to know more about this. Yeah.
I didn't come with that baggage. I came with a baggage that I think that we need to do more. That's it. You know? And I also didn't know that I will land on this, you know, when I thought that. But then it was really hard, to be honest, to even get to technology partners, to even get to the right people in the country who are credible enough to endorse your views and everything. It was very, very difficult now that I come to think about it, to get them also to trust you. In India, chalo, we have trust, but to get these people to trust you, you know, we were basically trying to establish credibility abroad, because otherwise people come up with so many announcements. India and China, the Western world does not really trust things that come out of India and China, especially statements. So thankfully we are a listed company. That gave us a lot of I would say 30-40% of the trust came from that. The rest is persistence, passion, and just the sheer want of doing something. We were able to crack very good deals ultimately. We became, now I would say, it's not just technology suppliers, but they are genuinely technology partners. The way they are stepping up for our project, you know, I could not imagine this kind of love and respect coming from non-Indians for us.
Interesting. You spoke about that being, you were very patient, persistent. Avantika, as a businesswoman, what are those traits which makes you feel that you could be creating an inspiration or a stage for others to see? Such a young age, 4 years, people don't even bother. People, I mean, in today's Insta age, it is not even 10 seconds, right? How? Yeah.
So I'm, like I think I said before, so I'm not doing it to create anything for, like, other people's view or inspiration is not my driving force. You know, my driving force is really to create something which can be built upon, Not maybe it doesn't even have to be built upon by my company. It can be built upon as something which is better for the world, the country. I am thinking from that point of view.
So as a
I'm not trying to inspire at all. It's not my goal.
wow, and that is why I said in the beginning that you don't want to be visible.
I'm so visible, though. I feel
But you are becoming a visible and inspiration, not only because you do a lot of things, but also because you have ventured into something which is still kind of non-heard of.
it's
Right,
new.
right.
Yeah.
Working with people who are much elder, senior, and still able to find your own way.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Yeah.
You know, that was definitely a major worry for me. Plus, I mean, I'll tell you an interesting fact which made me more worried. But I studied photography and dance in college. Try to understand. And then coming into a traditional business as a third generation family member, I was like, why would they respect me? You know?
Yes.
I wouldn't respect me, right? So what is that journey going to be like? And I think that every human can feel honesty and integrity and the sheer passion and devotion in another human. I think that is one of the only things that I was really there because I wanted to be there. I I go to the factories. I don't think we work less than 12 hours.
Wow.
And sometimes my people don't get to eat because I forgot to eat. You know?
Yeah, I know the
I-
entrepreneur.
Yeah, because you know, you're like, okay, we'll do that later. Let's do this
Yes,
now.
yes,
And I think
yes.
actually, I think I was able to get my footing with that. It was honesty and devotion to the cause of whatever Balrampur is standing for. And you know Balrampur's tagline? That's what gets me going every day. So Balrampur is not just an industrial entity, but it is a rural prosperity driver. And before I joined work, my dad told me that, and I remember, and I think I'll remember till the day I die, that you are not a business person. You're not here to do business. You are here to be a trustee.
Wow.
You cannot fail. There are too many lives which are joined to you. You cannot fail, you know. And while you might think
What
that
a
that would create
statement.
pressure, it liberated me. He gave me a purpose which resonated with me in a way I didn't even know I had available.
Classic case of understanding. A degree of BA
Yeah.
getting into a product which is highly technical,
Yeah.
right? That too at an age where people were still would be dreaming, let's get into a management degree, go abroad, finish the
How
degree.
old do you think I am? I am older than
No,
you think
are.
I am.
You are still. I mean, you are still a kid. Pardon my saying so, but the you know the bounce in your voice, that childish innocence, and yet that jiddipana,
Yeah.
kind of, So that still is the kid.
That's how my parents might describe me as a child.
You
100%.
stole my question.
Oh my god, I used to hear it day in and day out कि जिद्दी है, you know, day in and day out. And you know, somehow I wore it like a badge of honor. I would love it.
Yeah.
You know, they were trying to scold me, but I would love it. कि जिद्दी है ना, हूँ मैं जिद्दी.
होना चाहिए.
You know,
Yes.
but I didn't know also at that time that it might be good. I was one of those rebel sort of kids, you know. I wasn't the great child, I would say. But I think that that's how children should be if they want to be successful later. When parents have a tough time when the children are young, I think usually when they are adults, things settle down. Otherwise, it's maybe opposite, I would say.
See,
Easy children.
if you want to be someone who can add value, you need to be little unconventional and unorthodox, and someone who can take risk and be accountable for it. So I think when you are jiddi, gradually it adds on that मैं जिद्दी भी हूँ, I will take care of this. I am accountable for
Of
this,
course.
right?
Yeah.
Again, the technical training.
Yeah, that was great. I'll tell you how it happened.
Yeah.
So basically, when I joined the business, the first order of business was to get training on the job at our factories. Why? Because I don't think anybody can teach better than people who are actually running a plant.
On the shop floor.
And I tell you, I think I am so privileged to have more than like my teachers were better than any professor you can get.
Wow.
Anybody who is there, our unit heads, our HODs are thoroughbred professionals, and they are passionate, and they want to do something which makes them shine. And the way they teach you, they make it so simple for you. I have a problem, till I don't understand something, I'll keep asking the question, because I need to
That's the
visualize
child.
it.
Yeah.
I need to visualize it in my head, that what is going on inside this column,
Yeah.
okay, which is making it that you put this thing in and that other two things come out. So literally we ended up going into the machinery design and everything in order for me to understand what's going on. And what better technical training than that? You realize that everything is common sense. It's really not more than that.
Amazing.
And it's just how many more things you are putting together. That's it. It's not that bad. It's not that tough.
Wow.
And I really think that it's a blessing once you think of it, because you're not boxed in by other, like college going kids or engineers for that matter. I don't think that this is not doable. So that for me makes it very simple. But also the fact that I think that if I had a good chemistry teacher, I would have liked to be a chemical engineer. I really love it. I really love it now.
Who knows?
Yeah.
A lot of, but a very great line you just subconsciously mentioned is that if you fall into the trap of processes, you might lose the focus direction. As an engineer or as someone who would love to follow the process, of course processes are important, but that should not create bottlenecks. That should not become the roadblocks. You should be able to use your common sense, instincts, and maybe find a way, right? I have been around few good people. I have not seen many use the clarity you are having. Specifically, someone who's saying that processes, yes, it should not be the roadblocks. Amazing. And I think I'm going to create a punchline out of this. When you got into dancing,
Yeah.
right, and see the spark in your eyes and the smile on your face, so I had something else in my mind, but I want you to now speak on that.
On dancing?
Yeah. You and the dancing.
So it was, for me, the dancing was very similar to what horse riding does for me in my mind. It is like meditation. It is like it's an expression, it's a relationship of an more outward kind, but it's the same emotion that comes out. You are connecting without talking, just feeling. And I think that I have a strong urge that it's mind and body for me, everything. I find being physically present, I find being physically there, I find being, if something is, suppose, I'll give you with an example when it comes to work also. So, we had, when I joined the business, our business, two of our factories was completely very badly hit with a sugarcane disease called red rot. They call it the cancer of sugarcane.
Yeah.
So our farmers had to literally more than full fields just to cut and keep it on the side, because they cannot supply the diseased cane to the factory.
Yeah.
So it kind of made the crushing of those factories go down by 40%. That's insane.
Huge.
That's
and in
that's
a seasonal
making you
industry,
dead. It's making you dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a serious issue. It was also spreading to the east. Our crushing as a company fell by 30%. It was bad. And my dad said that we have to do something about this. And he said, go and see. I went. I didn't come back only for 2 months.
You were on the ground.
I was on the ground because I had to see. I had to feel the emotion of that farmer who has wasted a year of his field on this crop and it has given him nothing. Till I'm not able to feel that pain, till I'm not able to give a practical solution. Sitting in a room and saying, "Theek karo," it's not cutting it.
And
It's
you were doing
not
this
cutting it.
during the winters in UP.
No, summer.
Summers of UP.
Yeah, even worse than winters of UP.
Yeah, summers of UP.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I need to feel physically. I need to feel visually. And that is what dancing does, I think.
Yeah,
In a
you
way,
get into it.
And I just don't know what else to say. Flow, energy, all that matters,
The more involved you are, it actually liberates you.
Yeah, and physically involved,
Yeah.
not just mentally involved.
So, when you get this intense,
Yeah.
micromanaging becomes a problem.
No.
This exactly I want to know, because when people want to get involved, passion, mentally, and also at times want to be in the moment physically. Very difficult to be away from that micromanagement thing. As a leader, as an entrepreneur, I want you to answer this.
I'm not a micromanager. It's not natural to me.
Yes, you said this.
Yeah.
But
So what happens is that I see it in a different way.
Yes.
It's not that if you're doing one thing, you are only doing that thing. When you're there, sure, you get into every detail. But it doesn't mean you keep doing that, for that person. Otherwise, you are making that person useless. Yeah, you need to do it sometimes, but maybe it's for like 3 days, and then you got to get out. So you got to be able to zoom in, and then you got to be able to zoom out again. Maybe zoom into something else, then zoom out again, and then maybe zoom into something else and zoom out again. And actually what that does for me is that I also learn in the process. Like when I'm zooming into every little detail at some moment in time, I understand that thing. So that when a person then talks to me about that, I can completely visualize
Relate
what
to
they're
it.
saying.
Yeah. So, as a leader, you are there when you feel that you need to get into it. Otherwise, you leave it to the people who are supposed to handle it.
And I only like to get into it that tell me when things are going badly, when things are going wrong. I want to be there for you then. I don't want to be there when things are going good. You are good enough there. Just tell me when shit is going through the roof, I am yours.
And this is a remarkable thought, because people would want to take the glory.
No.
But you are someone who's saying that you are in trouble. I am going to be your troubleshooter.
Yeah. I don't like glory. What is glory? Like,
Yeah. And that
your
is
son smiles at you and says, "Mama, you're the prettiest woman in the world." That's glory.
wow.
I don't care about any other glory.
4 years of your persistence before it started taking shape. What were the challenges? You spoke about being persistent, back and forth. The challenges as a woman, as a businesswoman, and as someone who's talking future.
So I think that thankfully, because of my grandmother,
Yeah.
being a woman was never a problem. Never. In fact, I think it's an advantage.
It's an advantage. I agree.
They see my grandmother in me. I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's my privilege to be able to carve even 5% of the dent that she did. I don't know how well you know her story, but what she did in her time was way more insane than what I'm doing in my time.
I have a bit of an
Yeah.
idea about that. Yeah.
So, I mean, in
Madam
the
Ji.
80s, to be a woman
Yes.
who moves lock, stock and barrel into the wild west of UP,
Yes.
and then
In a labor intensive.
labor intensive, government intensive,
Totally.
everything intensive
Yeah.
situation.
Pressures.
Yeah, so to be able to do that is much more insane than me in this civilized world.
Yeah, but being a woman is taken care.
That's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other challenges.
I spoke about being taken seriously, about definitely it comes from age, maybe your educational background, all of that. So I spoke about how that was sort of definitely counteracted with the diligence, devotion, and passion and honesty with which you arrive every day. After that, it is logic, persistence, being able to think holistically. Is it really, are you thinking, okay, in the project, let's talk about the project, right? Because in this project, yes, it's a great product, it's good for the environment, even economics are great. But are you thinking of everything? Where's the energy coming from? Can you supply that energy? What kind of footprint should the project be doing? What kind of future scale are we thinking? What is the next step to this? Because now the fact that this is an execution, I have bloody well have to have the next 3 steps decided. No, what difference it can make for the company as a whole, and what impact you will be able to create in the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
So it is about that kind of thinking for me. I feel that you have to be able to put what you have together, because while engineers are amazing and great and they say that everything is possible, what are your building blocks for that thing? I want to put the right building blocks together, the ones that are advantageous to us. That is the way I feel I make decisions. What are your strengths? Only in that we are going to talk. Otherwise, maybe we don't think about this today, but maybe we think about it when we get to that point. So I'm good at that also, to be able to keep the relevant in and to keep the
Garbage
maybe not,
out.
Well,
I
term
know.
it's so harsh, but yes.
Yes, right. The future of bioplastics, right? Not only just PLA.
Yeah.
Where do you see that in our context, in India's context?
So my dream, my
Yeah,
vision
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Okay, so 5 million tons of single-use plastic
Wow.
in India, right? So half should come from bio-based plastics and half should come from recycled, already available in the environment.
That's huge.
But it's doable.
And how many years you see this happening?
I mean, the government has to be in on it with me, It cannot happen if they don't want to also do it.
So let's say in the current, the way the current things are happening, where do you see this and when do you see this happening?
2047 is possible. Viksit Bharat is possible.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah. By 2030, if we are able to even do 10%, 2047 will happen auto.
You spoke about your grandmother.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me a good memory as a lesson, which when you are tired, when you feel that, God, I'm not able to find a way. I mean, worst case scenarios, where
you feel exhausted, right? Where you just feel you're breaking your head against the wall and the wall is not breaking, but your head is breaking.
Yes.
Happens a lot often than you might think. It looks from the outside that things are great, but it's very hard to be the first person in a business in the country. It's very hard. So you need that inspiration every day. And one of the deepest memories I have of my grandmother is that once we were sitting in Mumbai in Four Seasons. I don't know what we went to Bombay for, and it was just her and me. Something got delayed and we were just waiting in the coffee shop, and she told me that, beta, I left my children and I moved away for this.
Wow.
I feel so strongly about
That's the biggest sacrifice.
Yeah. And now when I become a mother, I don't know how she did. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. So the fact that she did that, there is nothing beyond that sacrifice.
That keeps you alive.
Everything I do is small then. Yeah. You don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't do anything, it's nothing. How can you just imagine in a world today? We have so much connectivity, flights are so easy, road travel is so
Video
easy.
calls.
Yeah, you know, her time,
There was
literally
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah. Trunk calls.
Yeah, that also you don't do it, yeah. Like,
I
it's
know.
too
I know.
expensive. And you know, her daughter was 7, her son was 14. You know, your kids need you at that time. And for her to give it up for a larger purpose, I can't imagine. I cannot. And a Marwadi housewife, what
Yes,
happened? My
yes.
God.
You're talking about 40, 45 years
Yeah, you know.
before.
So,
Unimaginable. You actually cannot, right?
yeah.
So if I say that you have to write a book,
I'd be very bad at it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but of course, what chapters you are going to, let's say the few headings of few chapters, what those are going to be?
Of my book,
Yeah.
I think the first chapter will be, and this is the motto. I mean, this is a line that has inspired me, which is not from my grandmother, but from APJ Abdul Kalam ji.
Yeah.
That if you want to shine like the sun, you must first burn like the sun. You know, so that would be chapter 1, I think.
That is interesting. You need to burn like a sun first.
Yeah.
And you at 25, you at 16, now, and at 50.
Okay, that future I don't know.
Let's say 16, 25 now.
So 16, rebel. Like complete rebel, wanting to break every rule I could break for what I wanted to do.
Yeah, of course.
You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like, I don't know how my parents dealt with me. Really, I don't know how. Really. And at 25, I had my restaurants. So I had 2 restaurants by then. I think by then I had already discovered many things which are with me even today through the restaurant businesses. So I would like to actually talk about 2 of those
Yes,
things.
yes.
And one was that do not be bogged down or scared or stressing over what you cannot control.
Wow.
You know, अगर ये हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा? You know, I'm like, आप control कर सकते हो? नहीं ना? तो then focus on what you would do if that thing happened. Just think about the things which are in your hands. And as long as you are doing the things which are in your hands, you cannot be sad or upset about anything that comes out of it. You know, there's no, you stressing will not make the rain stop. You know?
What a line. Yeah. Yes.
So that's one of the very big things, you know, and it liberated me. I could do more. I could be less phased in a situation. I could achieve so much more. I could give calm to everybody around me. You know, when you're able to give calm to everybody around you, things become so much easier.
The vibes change.
Yeah.
They become much better.
Yeah, when you walk into a place when things are really bad and you say, listen, just breathe. Now tell me what happened. It's okay. We'll deal with it. You know?
You are able to
it's
do
okay.
this?
Yeah. It's okay. We'll deal with it. What is the problem? Tell me. We'll deal with it. You know? And then I learned in the restaurants.
Tell me more about it. The restaurant.
So I had to make them single-handedly. Like I told you, nobody knew us in Calcutta really showed when it was coming to taking licenses for the restaurant. There was no help. It was starting. I did it in partnership with the Olive Group, but they also did not have anything in Calcutta, right? We were doing it in the beginning. So again, as usual, one-man army. You know, I think that is also something I learned. And this is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So for everything,
And the line you are saying is one-man army.
Yeah. It really felt. So I had to go
Symbolic,
to
yeah.
building department of KMC myself. I had to go to fire department myself, excise department myself, wait outside the chotast babu to the biggest babu, 2 hours, 3 hours, you're sitting, you're waiting, you're sitting with your paper ki jab milega tab milungi main. Myself. Going and talking about Rabindra Sangeet, which I know nothing about. कि मेरा काम हो जाए, उस आदमी के साथ चाय पीना है ना, उनके साथ उनके बच्चों के बारे में बात करना, अपनी बात बताना,
Wow.
like
Wow. Yeah, I know what you are
yeah.
saying. Yes.
So to get the job done,
Make them feel better, happy, good.
just connect. Yeah.
Just connect.
That's what I'm saying. Business is about being able to really connect with people and tell them in their way what they want to hear, which helps you and helps them. So, and also,
Amazing.
like this I learned a little later in life, I would say now, but I feel like negotiation is only good when both parties win.
So, do you believe in Nindak Niyare Rakhiye?
Sorry, say this again.
Nindak Niyare Rakhiye. Have the critical guys around you to help you
Yeah.
grounded to be able to move forward.
And not just the critical, but the critical who mean well for you.
Yeah.
You can't have critical people who don't mean well for
Yes.
you around.
You need people
know?
who help you keep grounded,
Yeah.
who are able to take you your way forward, who show you the way forward, right? You believe in that?
Of course.
You absorb that kind of criticism?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I am asking this because this is not a question to you. This is a question to the audience that you should be able to take the criticism if you really want to do well, even for yourself or for anyone.
The truth should never offend you. Never. If you get to the point where something is true and it is offending you, you are done. You're finished, you're over, you're gone. You have to be able to have self-awareness to know that, of course, I'm not saying don't make mistakes. Like, we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect and I'm not always like doing the right thing. But at least I have the honesty to see that even if I've not done the right thing, that thing was not right. I'm not going to try and justify it just because I did it ki nahi yehi sahi tha.
You have cultivated this or it comes to you naturally, because there is a difference.
I think it comes naturally.
So then, if someone wants to evolve, how they should get this thing done? Think about and tell me, because there's going to be a message. This is going to be the Ek Disha movement from you to the audience.
No, I do think about it because I want my son to think about it.
Yes.
So
And
for
he's
him.
too young though.
No, but no. This is the time. You have to put it in now.
Fantastic.
So
At 3 years. Not
because
bad.
it's very easy. Okay, so I'll give you a small example.
Yeah.
Okay, grandparents and all don't want to tell the child, he is doing the wrong thing. But suppose he's getting frustrated, he's doing something, that thing is not happening, he takes that thing and he throws it away. He throws it is fine. He has to know that throwing that thing away was not right.
Not right.
I know I shouldn't have done that. I did it, is separate. But next time maybe I'll try not to do it. That's it. गलती तो होती है यार, so
But the humility to accept it
and
correct it.
And from anyone also.
From anyone is more important.
Yeah, as in some people can accept it only from their parents or like someone who they think is clearly in hierarchy above them, either in a work situation or in the home situation. My son also tells me sometimes that, Mama, that was not fair what you did. Sometimes I'll beat him in a game or something unfairly.
Don't be, yeah.
Because I feel that he should not always win, so I do that. So anyway.
We will have to edit this so that he doesn't listen to this. Yeah.
So he'll tell me. And then I have no problem in saying, you're right, I'm sorry. It can come from anyone, Sometimes you even talk, say in a bad way to somebody who works for you or in your company, not below your level or whatever. And you make a mistake, you realize it, should say sorry.
There are two things here.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you said that you have been kind of observing and in a way evaluating your seniors in the family. You were trying to write. Same thing you were trying to do, said learn the right things. One. Second is when you say that in your office or in your business, people come in. This also means that you are giving the others a comfort and a security that they can come and tell you if something they feel is not right.
I hope so. You ask the people who work for me, I don't know this. I can only hope this.
This is what you are doing?
I hope.
Fantastic. Because not many people do this, not many people give this the kind of relevance and significance which it requires. See, okay, so there is a difference between delegating and there is difference between giving freedom to people to be able to opine. You believe in both, or you believe less in freedom, more in.
How can I not believe in freedom? I'll be the biggest hypocrite in this lifetime if I don't believe in freedom. But I definitely, I definitely believe in freedom. I believe in only sort of focusing when things. I want to be the rock for my team. That when you need support, then you call on me.
But in business, it is very difficult because then you want to be seen as a friend.
Not as
Exactly,
a friend.
that is my point. That you don't want to be seen as a friend. You are a leader who will help when it is required.
Yeah, but that does not. I am a friend when you're in trouble, for sure. Any trouble, personal, in family, in work, anything. That time I can be a friend when it's trouble.
Yeah. But otherwise.
But otherwise, I think that it's a. I want to say that everybody who works in our company is very professional. So I never have this graying of thoughts or lines. People really respect each other, at least what I see, or at least what I feel. I respect every single person who works with me.
It's going to be very difficult as you grow professionally to be able to keep related to your ecosystem, Have you thought about this?
So again, I think that when you are present, you should be 100% present. It's the only way. Physically, mentally, everything, you have to be present. So that even when you're not, the connection is there. So that when you're present again, then that thing that can start from right there. It's like those friendships, even which you don't talk for 6 months. When you talk, you start from where you left off. I feel that is the only way to sort of be when you are wanting scale and growth and 10, 11 factories in the making, and also having to travel for policy advocacy and everything all over the place, for technology, for everything. So this is the only way.
If someone wants to remember you, how they should be remembering you? I know this is a very, very, this is a line which has got no context right now, but it's got a lot of relevance to the thought process you as a futuristic businesswomen are having. And I'm connecting it to that as of now.
So
you live in the moment. That is why I'm asking you this.
Yeah, no, because I'm trying to think of my purpose now. So I think I genuinely feel that I want to leave behind an example of not just how to do, not just how to work or to be involved in business, but a new way of how to do business. Where making a positive change for the environment, for the country, and doing good all around you also translates to a good business.
Wow.
And that is the new and probably the only way of doing business, which is socially and environmentally conscious.
So what you are saying is that don't look at the problems, find an opportunity in a problem which is actually the value addition for the ecosystem as well in a manner. Tell me, you enter a hall. Hall is full of people you know. Which song you would want to hear when you are entering the hall?
No, I don't know this.
Think about this.
No, this is too filmy for me.
No, this is not at all filmy. Just think about this as an inspiration. And that is why I'm not getting into. Women who, when people are still thinking about college, postgrad, got into a business, a risk she has taken convincing people is an inspiration. Now think.
You know, even when you sent me this question before, I was like, "ये question का तो answer नहीं है मेरे पास."
So if you have to hum
But
a
the
song,
song which is
Yeah.
coming to my mind,
Yes.
it's quite ridiculous. Is Firework by Katy Perry.
my God, she's my times, you know.
So it says,
And
"Baby, you're a firework.
for-
Come and let your colors burst." You know.
And you
And
want,
then it goes
and
on.
in a gathering, if you have to sing a song,
To the people around.
to yourself, to the people around, there could be two different, there could be one. Your call.
Maybe I would like to sing Firework in this case. That's what I meant.
So
To the
would you-
people around.
Yeah.
Because it's not for me. It's
Yeah.
for
For
them.
yes, yes.
You know? I think that's what I was kind of getting at.
Yes, and for
not to
yourself.
describe myself, but to
Yes.
describe what I wish for you.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm trying to ask you to describe yourself actually.
How do I describe myself?
yeah.
Who describes themselves?
Yes. Very easy commenting on others, asking others to comment on us. But it's about me. It's always about me. It's always about oneself.
This is not my comfort zone, as you can see.
So
You know?
a rebellious kid is getting confronted.
Yeah, and I don't really talk like this about myself. Like, it's not, I think it's the Indianness and the sort of social upbringing
yeah.
is that, you know, we are not taught to like,
And that is
Yeah.
exactly the point. We spoke at length about women, no problem having a women becoming a women businessman, and yet
Yeah.
we have this.
100%. And you know, I see
That's
it.
the cultural upbringing.
I
To
see
me,
it.
a huge strength as well.
I think it's a strength because you don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
Right?
But, yes.
Yeah. It is.
So give it a try.
So for myself, actually, it's my son's favorite song. His current favorite song. It's called "If You Believe," and it's if you believe you can cross the highest mountains. Cross the
You know
greatest
that
rivers.
singer, she sings and she cries on stage when she sings. I have
Yeah.
heard that song, right?
Walk upon the water.
Yes.
You know. So if you believe, yeah, that's the song.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
What gives you the more peace? And I'm not putting it between family, son, and the business. But when are you at peace in a daily routine, other than your 1 hour with your
Horses.
favorite passion?
I think I am most at peace when my mailbox says 0.
Wow, is that a possibility ever?
For a few minutes,
Wow.
it happens, right? Right before I leave work, because I only leave when it's 0.
Wow.
So I feel, oh my God, okay, I have done my job for the day,
Yeah.
and I feel very gratified. Yeah.
What's your moment of gratitude?
There are not moments. It's not one moment.
Yeah, I'm asking.
It's every day that I get to live this almost dream of a life that I have. And not to say that my life is not without struggles. Of course, everybody has struggles, but I have the power to realize something like this, which how many people can say that they have. You know,
God has been kind here.
in that sense, 100%. I don't just have a want, but I have a roadmap to fulfill the want. You know, I don't just have a burning passion. I have the ability to make it right and real. I think I'm every moment, I'm very aware of that, and I'm very grateful to that.
I want to know, last two questions, I think
Yeah.
we are. The inspirations or role models other than your family and Dr. Kalam you spoke about.
It's going to be so cliche, but I can't
Yeah.
tell you this. Like, I have to say this.
Please.
It's Yogi ji. I have had the good fortune and opportunity to meet him many times because of the nature of our work and everything like that. And I was a skeptic. I was so skeptical of him
Because of
when I came into the business. I thought that this guy, he's religion based politics, he's a sadhu, what is he doing being a CM? Every thought, I'm telling you, that everybody has. And all the critics, and especially the critics from Bengal, I was on the same boat. I was going into the room to hate him. I'm being honest. But I came out of the room wanting to touch his feet.
Wow.
And I have to say that whatever you see on the outside, that person, he is not human. He has no want for himself. He only has a want for the growth of his state and the betterment of his country. And as you can imagine, that is something that really resonates with me. He is not going to shortchange anyone. He is not going to sideline anyone. The good will happen if it is in totality. For everyone's same. He is not somebody's CM and not somebody else's CM in that state. He is everybody's CM. And he wants nothing for himself. And he is sharp. He is sharp as a razor. He is sharp as an arrow that can go through 10 walls. He understands business. He understands his social fabric. He understands everything. And he's truly there to do good and to make this place a better. He is an inspiration. Like, I cannot tell you. I wish I can remain as pure as he is.
Wow. Now, very quickly we will close.
Yeah.
2 questions I'll tell you together. Decide your answers. To the Ek Disha movement audience, what do you want to say? 1. Second is that if you have to be someone else, who would that be?
I think to the audience, I want to say that, sometimes it's scary to go on a journey which is towards the right track. It's sometimes easier to go on the parallel road. But if you choose the hard right thing, it will always give you better satisfaction and happiness in your life. It might be tough, but it's worth every crying moment of that. And what was the second question?
The second question is that if you have to be someone else, who that person you are going to be?
In the sense that person is somebody I emulate.
You are not Avantika.
Yeah, but like this person is somebody I emulate. Like
You
that.
want to be. Not necessarily emulate. There's a little,
Yeah.
borderline difference.
I think I want to be somebody like who invented the guy who invented the light bulb. Just to
Edison. Thomas Edison.
assuming it's him.
Yeah.
Because people have debates.
It is Thomas Edison.
But that's why I said. No, people say he wasn't the one sometimes. Anyway, let's say Edison. But I want to be in his shoes to understand what that felt like. To make an invention that would then go on to change the world.
So, when you are building your PLA project, a dream project, you are looking for your eureka moment still.
Yeah, I hope. I want to actually go and see, is this how it feels? Like, am I feeling the same thing? Maybe, will I be able to create this positive change? Might not even be only with PLA. Biomaterials is a big sphere.
Yeah, just the beginning.
Yeah.
Someone who is as passionate about horse riding, music, restaurants, and a business which is of future, without compromising on family values, the husband, the son, still talking about the grandparents. What more you can ask? Ek Disha movement tells you the inspirational stories about people who just don't want to make it big, who want to make it big for so many around them.